Hey guys, Jojo here. It's the first episode of my new series, Cartoon News. Now, I decided to do this because, well, it wasn't really announced by me, but I decided to do this mostly because, I'm just getting tired of making separate videos on each channel, so I decided to bunch them up into an episode. So we'll be doing 4 episodes of the, 4 cartoon news about this. And, yeah, let's just begin with the show. Cartoon News 1. So, I'm pretty sure everyone has known about the show Infinity Train, and it was definitely a really good show. While I wasn't really bothered of watching it, it has a really huge fan base. However, as we already know, this show is over. The fourth book just came out, and it looks like it's the end for Infinity Train. Now, a lot of people say that this is one of Cartoon Network's best shows ever, and eventually, I had to agree. It's a really good show. It just have a lot of charm put into them, and it has a lot of action-paced tales to tell about. It's just upsetting that Infinity Train had to end so early, despite the fact it hasn't been around that much. It's still pretty upsetting, and that we had to say goodbye to Infinity Train, despite it only lasted for 2 years. Rest in peace, Infinity Train. Cartoon News 2. Like I said in some video, the Fairly OddParents is coming back for a live-action reboot. And we've gotten new info about what the series will be, and it does not look good. Okay, this is just like a video from another video to explain the same thing, but I can't find an article with the thing. Anyways, although this new indirection is expected to follow the same general plot as the original anime show, being set in the iconic distant location, for example, it's still expected to spice up the lore by adding new characters while also changing the origins of existing ones in order to keep the series fresh for both newer and older audiences. It's currently unknown as to how this reboot would deviate the beloved Fairly OddParents everyone has known or the creators would even acknowledge the previous live actions that starred Drake Bell as Timmy Turner. Now, you just heard the part about adding new characters, which you already know, that's a problem. Now, go back to the earlier season of Fairly OddParents, where everything was really good, and then Pooh showed up, which it was okay, but then Sparky, nope, and then Chloe, oh god. Yeah, a lot of people. Honestly, what may cause the downfall of Fairly OddParents was the addition of new characters, and because we're gonna see new characters being added to the live action reboot, it doesn't look like a good sign for the reboot. The live action reboot will start filming in June, meaning that we're gonna be seeing the show in 2022, which we're gonna see how it turns out. Cartoon News 3. The Powerpuff Girls is coming back in a new live-action reboot. And, let's just see the new photos that have been released about it. This is what to be expected for the reboot, and, oh boy. This one. Now, this is definitely going to be aired on CW, and, yeah. Here's the article. The CW's Powerpuff Girl series Powerpuff, featuring the beloved 90s cartoon characters as delusional 20-something, has begun filming its plot in Atlanta. Those curious about how the show will look like didn't have to wait long for the first bit of Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup. As live-action adults, the CW has released the first official look on show on Monday, 8/12. And Powerpuff, yeah, I don't think that's a really good name. Now, of course, this takes place in their 20s. However, you gotta realize that, realize that these are a live action reboot, and eventually live action cartoons don't work well if you saw the Fairly OddParents of Pat Albert. So I'm not really sure how this one's gonna turn out. Who knows? We're just gonna have to see. And finally, Cartoon News 4. Finally, let's talk about Gravity Falls, and eventually, let's look behind some dark, disturbing facts about the show. Now, it's true that we had a character die in the series, but, there was one character that was originally gonna be killed off. And that someone is Mabel. Shocking, right? Here's what it says. Well, on Alex Hirsch's Twitter, he released a short little anime clip of Mabel freaking out about something, and it was really revealed that Mabel was supposed to be the one to die, but then they didn't kill her off, and due to the actor complete freak out, and yes, Belle did die, although Mabel was going to be the one to be. Well, that was something, right? Right now, I never never really thought that a show like when it comes to a show like Gravity Falls was gonna kill off one of its main characters. Well, I mean it did with Bill, but this is just completely shocking about how a Disney show is gonna kill off one of its main characters. But what do you guys think if this tweet wasn't a lie and Mabel actually did die? What do you guys might think? Well, guys, like I said, that was disturbing. Well, guys, that was it for episode 1 of Cartoon News. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna do other news, but anyways, thanks for watching and please subscribe to the channel.